I know y'all probably already heard the DOJ is investigating Brandon Johnson for this hiring all black people. I mean, that's how you gonna sit in church and basically tell on yourself? Brandon Johnson basically snitched on himself. So yeah, today I'm reacting to these couple videos about Brandon Johnson getting hemmed up by the DOJ pretty much. And also I got a little special something for y'all from the residents of Chicago.
Allison, Mayor Brandon Johnson referring to, quote, our people, unquote, while listing out a number of black city officials that he and his administration have hired and placed in top government positions. The swift response from Trump justice officials putting Mayor Johnson on notice that Chicago is now the subject of a federal investigation for allegedly violating U.S. civil rights laws that prohibit discrimination on the basis of race.
Business and Economic Neighborhood Development, the deputy mayor, is a black woman. Department of Planning and Development, it's a black woman. Infrastructure, deputy mayor, is a black woman. Chief Operations Officer is a black man. Budget director is a black woman. Senior advisor is a black man.
In this appearance at the Apostolic Church of God in Woodlawn, Mayor Johnson ticked off a list of top black city officials and in the process ticked off top officials here at the Department of Justice in Washington, D.C., specifically Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights Harmeet Dillon, who sent Mayor Johnson this two-page letter announcing an investigation of the employment practices of the city of Chicago. When the Attorney General has reasonable cause to believe that a state or local government employer is engaged in a pattern or practice of discrimination, the DOJ letter states, it is the Attorney General's responsibility to take appropriate action to eliminate that violation.
I'm all for seeing black people in good positions in their government, but at the same time, we can't get up there and just be up there just to be black. You know, we got to be up there to be citizens. We got to respect the laws of the land. The law is the only thing that brings the whole country together. A lot of people don't realize that, right? The laws on our books apply to everybody. And that's what makes this country great. And the laws were created by the people. So if we don't have leaders in office that's going to respect the laws, we don't have leaders in office that's going to enforce the laws, then we don't have a country. You know, everybody keep calling our country a democracy. It's not a democracy. This is a constitutional republic. That's why, by default, every American citizen is a Republican by default. They just choose to be Democrats, you know? And as far as I'm concerned, it's long overdue for Brandon Johnson to get up on out of there. The residents of Chicago, they tired of Mayor Johnson. They've been tired of him. This is like an answer to their prayers. And I think, you know, somebody upstairs heard him, especially when you're sitting in the church and you sitting there trying to, you know, brag about how you got black this and black that. I think this ain't nothing but karma coming back to get you.
Illegal migrants caused our homeless problem in Chicago to be out of control. That's what's causing our out of control homeless problem. Absolutely. So if we deported all of these illegal migrants, our homeless problem would be reduced. Yeah. Let's be very clear about that. These homeless shelters for the migrants were supposed to be temporary. Yeah. We were told that they were temporary, right? Absolutely, yeah. Now they're going to be permanent, and they're using our tax dollars to fund them. In the state legislature, they're going to vote end of May or June on a 2026 state budget that includes an increase to $90 million to fund one shelter next to my building. And by the way, the capacity in this building is only 280 people. They got 300 illegal migrants. Now they're going to increase it to 750. So you tell me why we should have Brandon Johnson as our mayor. And that's why we are starting our Recall the Mayor petition. That's right. Chicago Flips Red is getting 4,000 more signatures to put this on the ballot so that the Chicago voters can vote this mayor out.
Absolutely, yeah. Brandon Johnson, he's been prioritizing illegal immigrants ever since he's been voted in. Yeah. And we got to think about why he's been voted in because, you know, that skin color and, you know, the CTU as well, which is a conflict of interest, by the way, guys. I just want to point that out, that he's not supposed to be with the CTU while being the mayor. If Donald Trump could tell Tom Homan to get all of the illegals out of here in like a week or so, like as far as like even calling martial law. Do you think he should do it?
Absolutely. Because it's like if someone breaks into your house, are you going to feed them, clothe them, educate their children, pay for their health care? Are you going to do that? And give up your home? Are you going to do that? No. They have no right to be here. We are for, let me get this very clear, we are for legal immigration.
That's right.
We support legal immigration. If you want to come through the door properly, come on in. But if you break down my door, I am going to call the police and they're going to take you away.
Or you should just practice your Second Amendment right. That's what I do, because when it comes to the police responses in Chicago, not really reliable.
And everything that President Trump is doing, we voted for it and we love it. The media is trying to to push this narrative that the Trump supporters we're regretting our votes or something like that. No, we love it. We love everything because Trump is doing everything that we mandated him to do. That's what he's doing, and we love it. To our president, we're so proud of you. You're doing everything that you said you was going to do, everything that the other presidents didn't have the balls to do. You're doing it. Thank you so much. We love you, President Trump, and we are going to flip Chicago red.
Absolutely.
And Illinois red. We are all on the same page. We got each other. We're all working together. So we're doing it, baby. Chicago.
Absolutely, guys.
The residents are desperately in need of some new leadership in Chicago in the governor's office. They need new leadership in the mayor's office. They need new GOP senators. So Chicago residents are calling on the GOP to step it up. They calling on Pam Bondi and the DOJ to investigate Brandon Johnson, investigate all of the corruption. He's still working with the Chicago Teachers Union, and he's mayor. And it seems like all of the money that they're getting from the federal government is somehow funneling its way back to the Chicago Teachers Union, which to me seemed like a conflict of interest. I'm not a lawyer or nothing like that, but I do love to see this right here. I love to see black people waking up. Start getting out of this stronghold mindset where if you black, you gotta vote for blue. You know, that mindset's gotta end. So yeah, I'm so happy to see this, and I want y'all to check this video out. See what's going on in Chicago for yourself.
Brandon Johnson is going to be reelected.
Absolutely not.
It's going to be a lot of stealing. I mean, a lot of those ballots coming in with dead people.
No, but even the dead is not going to vote this time.
Yeah, not even dead folks.
Yeah, he has embarrassed Chicago. He has embarrassed his family. He has embarrassed that administration, his friends. No, there's people that are counting the days that when they can wake up and vote this man out of office.
Absolutely. So Brandon Johnson absolutely cannot win re-election, guys.
Absolutely
So
not.
you got
no other Democrat.
Yeah, absolutely not. No other Democrat, guys. So please encourage anybody that you know in Chicago to please vote red this time around, because their policies are just better. It's lower crime, lower inflation, lower taxes. This is just what we need in the city of Chicago. And common sense, the common sense party, guys, like Donald Trump said. This is what we voted for. And I'm looking forward to the next 4 years of Donald Trump. Looking forward to the next couple years in Chicago. See how we're going to flip. See how it's going to turn out, guys. But I think we can do it.
Imagine you all. Imagine if we get a red Governor Pritzker. We get his job red, Mayor red. Could you imagine? And we have a president that's already willing to work with us. Could you imagine the things we can get done with Illinois and in Chicago if we had a red
and that Cook County Board President, Tony Preckwinkle.
She gotta go. She gotta go.
You are out of
Could y'all imagine what we can do for this city and state if we had red Republicans in office and Trump is working with them? Could y'all imagine?
And get some good senators in place.
Yeah, we need the Illinois. Yeah, we need the Illinois GOP to help us, guys. Seriously.
Republican senators, Anybody came out as a Republican? I know Tyrone Muhammad is running for U.S. Senator, independent. So, but yeah, we got to get it's a clean red wave. A red wave.
That's all hands on deck.
All hands on deck.
So you gonna run? So the moral.
Yeah, I'll see, guys. I'll see.
We're working up to that point. But the moral of the story is flip Chicago red.
So here we go right here. We got James Mendrick. He's running for governor of Chicago. He's running as a Republican. So we need to get this man's name out because he's a sheriff. I think he's in Dunlap County. He's going to tell y'all. But what they're doing there, they're doing a rehabilitation for, addicts and gang members. They're removing tattoos. They're teaching people how to become better citizens, how to balance their checkbook. I think this is long overdue for Chicago. I'm glad he got an investigation started up against him because, like I said, this is an answer to the prayers of the people of Chicago. And
can you please introduce yourself to the people of Chicago, to the people everywhere out there so they know who you are?
Sure. My name is James Mendrick. I'm the current DuPage County Sheriff, and I'm running for Illinois governor.
Man, that sounds amazing. And we really do need a Republican governor, guys. So just one question for you. How do you feel about Donald Trump and the DOJ and how they're doing right now currently in office?
I think they're doing exactly what they need to be doing. It's the same thing Chicago needs. They need another forensics audit like the one that's going on in the federal level. I mean, I don't think it's too much to ask the government to show what they're spending your money on.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a real problem when we know that they're spending it on a lot of things that the citizens wouldn't approve of. You can start with the sanctuary state. The sanctuary state is a violation of federal law, what we're doing. And by violating the federal law, we've lost all our federal grants. We have paid $3 billion in costs to the citizens. They didn't even know there was an extra $1.6 billion in benefits for the illegal immigrants. I mean, these aren't little mistakes. These are economy crushers that by changing this one simple thing, we can get, a third of our economy back from a government that decides they're going to spend their money, our money, any way they want, and not even adhere to federal law.
Okay, so as a current potential runner for governor, so you're a sheriff. Do you believe that crime creates poverty in the cities or in the neighborhoods and stuff like that? Do you believe that crime creates poverty?
I think crime does create poverty and poverty creates crime. I think that goes both ways. And the way we've tackled that at DuPage County, instead of just letting everybody go like the Safety Act would have us do it, before the Safety Act, we had these people and we could rehabilitate somebody actually in a relatively quick time duration. What we do is full detoxification. We have one-on-one psychiatric services. We have 200 courses taught by counselors, educators, and teachers that teach 80 courses per week. Anger management, criminal thinking, how to balance your checkbook, financial planning. We're getting people GEDs. We're noticing that a lot of people turn to crime because they can't get a regular job because they don't have a GED. So we crank out GEDs left and right. Then we do vocational training. Everything from welding, tiling, drywalling, indoor-outdoor horticulture, small engine repair. We take off gang tattoos and do gang desistance programs. Suits for Success, where you get suits so when you're doing your job interviews, you look good. And we help people get jobs within 2 to 3 weeks. A lot of them are getting $50,000, $60,000 a year at a job. And it's brought our recidivism rate down from 75 to 18%. And that's by helping a person gain purpose in a correctional facility. Not to just house them so you can get money out of them for having them do on a work farm or something silly like that. We're actually working to enhance the personality of the human being that we have in our facility. We're not a punitive institution. The punitive part is that you can't leave.
Right.
So it's our job to make you a complete person, be everything that you can be for when you're back out into society.
Hey, you sound like a very, very exceptional man, sir. You're spitting the gospel.
You only get so much on the media, so that's why I try to find stuff and bring you out the receipts and bring you out the stuff y'all haven't seen, because it's time that our people start waking up. We got these teen takeovers coming up in the summertime. Cities all across the country bracing for the impact. We already had a teen takeover in Maryland, and we already had a couple of false flags in Chicago already. So this time that we come together as Americans to support our Black citizens in Chicago, we need to quit making this country about race and start making it about what's right and what's wrong, what's good for the people, all citizens, and what's good for Chicago, what's good for the United States. Yeah, the economy definitely depends on the city of Chicago. It's got Coney Island. It's got so much history. You got the Bears. You got the White Sox. You got the Cubs. You got the Blackhawks. You got so much in Chicago that's out there for the country to enjoy. But a lot of times people don't even want to go out to Chicago because it's so dangerous. And all of the violence out there on the streets, it's time that we make a difference. We got to make a difference in our cities, and we got to support these young brothers. So spread this video out. This is the Chicago Conservative right here. He got his own channel on YouTube. I'm going to drop that link in the description below. Make sure y'all follow him, watch his videos, like all of his videos. He really needs some help getting his channel promoted and getting more views on his page. So that's why I'm shouting him out. And if y'all want to watch this live, I'm going to put it down in the description because, man, this one right here brought me to tears. When I first watched it, I probably watched it like 4 times, but this brought me to tears because in some respects, I feel like, you know, finally we got some hope in the black community. Finally, the black community is starting to wake up. You know, it's been a long haul. 2016, man, I didn't think we would ever see this day, but I'm so glad. I praise God for this. And I just want y'all to support this young man, support my channel, help us out to get this message out and break the narrative of the mainstream media.
We definitely gotta make Chicago go red, guys.
Play with Chicago again.
Ever.
I know that's right. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys.
You better run for office.
I'll see, man.